Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me on the second day of the month of metal. For today's episode, I'm going to be focused on one of my all-time favorite bands, Machine Head. I discovered them 25 years ago. God damn, I'm old. But it was awesome. 1995, The Strand in Providence, Rhode Island. I was there to see Slayer and Biohazard. In fact, one of my friends just reminded me that I carved Slayer on my arm before going in because I'm a dumb shit and I had a cutting problem and liked attention and didn't care about being around sweaty people. But anyhow, I was there for those two bands, but when I heard fucking Machine Head, that changed everything. Next day I went out and got their album. So been a huge fan since. Since then, I've seen them at a lot of different festivals. One of my cool concert memories was, I think, 2006 or 2007. I was living in South Carolina. My wife and I saw that they were playing at the House of Blues at Myrtle Beach, so we got on my motorcycle, drove down there. It was a super cool show. Feel a little bit bad for Trivium. Machine Head opened up for Lamb of God. I'm a fan of theirs too, but I was really there for Machine Head. The opening band though was Trivium, and people were such assholes to them. They just kept chanting for Machine Head over Trivium's set, so I felt a little bit bad there. Trivium's an awesome band too, but at the time, I wanted to see Machine Head. It was a great show, but there was this drunk guy in the crowd that kept grabbing women. He grabbed my wife one time. I didn't know about it until afterwards. A couple other smaller guys came up to me and said, "Hey, this guy keeps grabbing everyone." So next time he did it, I choked him out. It was a cool little thing just to show how much I love my wife. She wasn't my wife at the time, but still, I did love her, and I did choke that guy out. And he deserved it. And I didn't even feel bad when all these women started kicking the shit out of the guy when he was on the ground. So, there's that. And yeah, and then it was a couple of years after that, I think it was 2012, that I saw them at the Palladium. Did the VIP so I could give them copies of this book, Brightside. Why did I give them copies? Why did I get them all to sign it, which is super awesome? It's because I used their lyrics from Davidian to start off the book. Let freedom ring with a shotgun blast. For me, that song just totally said everything about this book. It's what I was listening to during most of the writing. There's a shotgun involved in Brightside. I don't know, that album just meant so much to me. Davidian was my favorite song off of it, so that was cool to be able to give them copies. I doubt any of them read it, but it was cool to give them copies to get their signatures. I'll always appreciate that. And it was right at that same time that I boycotted going to Disney anymore, because that was when, I think it was something to do with House of Blues not letting them play and Disney owning House of Blues. I forget the whole deal. But I made a promise I wasn't going to go to Disneyland again after that. And so yeah, thank you for that, because Disneyland fucking sucks and I hated it anyhow, so it gave me an excuse. But to show my support, I did boycott Disney. A show after that in LA, I remember that show. It was awesome. I went with my wife and one of my good friends. We were we were on the edge of the pit. Didn't go into the pit because I was getting older, had my wife there. But this guy stumbles out and he goes up to me and he's like, "Hey, I think something's wrong with my leg maybe." And he was just completely trashed. And I looked down and his leg was bent in half, like it bent in a way it shouldn't be. This is his lower leg and it was like this. So I guess someone had accidentally stepped on it in the pit, but this guy did not know. And even after we told him what was up and we got security to help him out, he didn't want to leave because he wanted to see Machine Head. So right on, drunk dude. And one of the most powerful shows, though, that I saw, it wasn't Machine Head, but it was Rob Flynn's solo set. He did a solo show in Fullerton. It was just at this really small bar. My wife and I went. Man, there weren't that many of us in this room. And it was just awesome. It was one of the most powerful shows I've ever heard. It was super cool to see him up close and to hear him like that. So, yeah, incredible job there. Kind of bummed that, well, definitely bummed that we missed this last show. I really wanted to see the Burn My Eyes redone. Had my tickets, but we all know how that shit went. But what is cool, Rob is still making music. Machine is still making music. They had the two songs come out on Civil Unrest, which were great. I love that Rob and the guys can talk about politics, can express their views. They've been doing that all along. I applaud them. A lot of people say, leave your politics out of your music. It's like, no, fucking whatever drives you, that's what you put in it. So I think it's awesome for anyone that can take a stand for what they believe. I applaud that shit. And another cool thing that Rob is doing is he has his happy hour. I'm not sure if it's every day. I try not to go on Facebook too often, but it's on there, and he's always playing cool ass songs. He's interacting with fans, so definitely check that out. You can also check out his podcast, No Fucking Regrets. Alright, that's enough of me babbling. Now let's get into the songs off of... I'm super bummed. One of the things, I don't know where it is. I wanted to show you guys my Burn My Eyes CD because I had Rob and all the guys sign it, and now I don't know where the fuck I put it. But it's got to be around here somewhere. Prized possession that I lost. But off that album, definitely Davidian, #1 song. I'm Your God Now, coming in at #2, and Block at #3. But yeah, that album was an incredible album. The More Things Change, I liked it a lot. Super good album. I don't know if I would say it was as good, but I loved it. 10 Ton Hammer, Down to None, and Spine. Those are my favorite ones on there. The Burning Red, a lot of people talk shit on that album, I think, but I really enjoyed it. 5, which he played on his acoustic set that we saw, the solo set, that was really powerful. The Blood, the Sweat, the Tears, and From This Day. Alright, next up, Supercharger. Again, 19 years ago today was when that was released. I enjoyed it. Supercharger is probably my favorite song on there. Deafening Silence, really good one. And then Bulldozer. Alright, Through the Ashes of Empires. Second favorite album of all time. Super good. On this one, I'm going to say Imperium for my #1 song on here. Left Unfinished, another good one. Seasons Wither, for sure. And Descend the Shades of Night. We'll go with a bonus one because I want to talk about that real quick. One of the stories on there, Left Unfinished, I actually used for a story of my own. That song has nothing to do with the story I wrote, but it was just a really cool title. So that's in here. Thank you for inspiring it. Lots of my short stories would just come up from song titles. I'm always listening to heavy metal. When I would be driving back and forth to Vegas, I would always have music out. I would have my notepad. Whenever there was a cool song title or something said in the lyrics, I would always jot it down. So a lot of my short stories are songs of heavy metal, named after heavy metal songs and the like. But yeah, so that one's got Left Unfinished. Descend the Shades of Night is what I am trying to get. I'm trying to get approval right now to use those lyrics for the epigraph for Beyond Brightside. So that's the sequel to here. I just thought it'd be super cool to be able to have Machine Head as the epigraph for both of those books. And Descend the Shades of the Night fits perfectly. Alright, next up, bam, The Blackening. For sure, this is my favorite album. Aesthetics of Hate, #1 song. Hallowed Be Thy Name. It's a cover. All their covers are awesome. I love all their covers. But that one's incredible. And third one, we'll go with A Farewell to Arms. But honestly, this whole album is awesome. Unto the Locust, my third favorite album. We got Locust, Darkness Within. That song is really cool. This is the End. But with Darkness Within, I had tried to get approval to use epigraph, use the lyrics for the epigraph for this one, Ain't No Messiah, but I never got approval, which sucks. Actually printed this copy before I found out I wasn't going to get approval, so that was a bummer. I lost a little bit of money there. See, had it right there. Thought it would be perfect. The band doesn't have any say on the use of those epigraphs, I don't think. It's all done through Hal Leonard, but hopefully I will get the rights for the Beyond Brightside one. Next up, Bloodstone and Diamonds. We've got Game Over, for sure that's my favorite song on here. Sell Into the Black, awesome song. And what's the last one? Last one. Shit, I didn't write it down. Let's go with maybe In Comes the Flood. That's a pretty good one. Catharsis, last album, Bastards. That one grew on me a lot. Definitely a slower one. I know a lot of people got upset about it. Whatever. I think it's a really good song. Behind a Mask and Triple Beam. So those are my favorite Machine Head songs. Love to hear what you guys think. What are some of your favorite songs? What are your favorite albums? Be sure to let me know. And then, like I've been saying, use that hashtag month of metal if you want to share how heavy metal has helped shape you. Whether it's helped shape your art or just influenced you, been a positive thing. I just want to show people that heavy metal is a super positive thing. It's helped me so much along the way. I probably got a lot of bad shit out of it too, but overall it's been a positive influence in my life, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you so much to Machine Head for putting out such quality music. I will be a fan forever. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked them out, be sure to do so. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like it and subscribe. You don't want to miss the other 28 days, do you? I don't think so. Tomorrow I will be talking about Fear Factory. They show up in the Brightside book. Got a little autograph by Burton C. Bell, which was super cool. And I've been trying to convince him to write a story with me. Also, tried to convince Rob to write one with me too, but we haven't heard back yet. I don't think he's doing it. Damn it. Rob, do it. Try Not to Die with me. We'll make a lot of money. Convince a couple people that they're fucking idiots. That sort of thing. Alright, anyhow guys, that's it. I'm going to wrap this up. Stick around tomorrow for Fear Factory. Stay metal. Later.